One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
The Cold War started the race to the moon because the Russians were leading the United States in their space program. John F. Kennedy made a bold objective, stating that he wanted to be the first to land men on the moon and return them back to Earth safely. The Apollo program was born and many Apollo missions followed. To prepare, NASA sent some astronauts to the moon and back to make sure it was possible, and they practiced landing crafts on the moon to see if they were able to land lunar crafts from a spaceship. Apollo 11 was the first successful attempt to land men on the moon. The race to the moon for the United States started on June 16, 1969. Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, and Michael Collins were the crew of the Apollo 11 moon mission. After 102 hours, 45 minutes, and 40 seconds, Neil Armstrong was the first man to walk on the moon, followed by Buzz Aldrin. They had traveled 238,900 miles to make these historic first steps. When the Eagle landed, before anyone walked out of the craft, the astronauts sent out a rover with a camera and video recorder on it. It showed Neil Armstrong's first steps on the moon. It also got pictures and videos of the landscape on the moon for research and experiments. The first scientific thing the astronauts did was collect a sample of the moon's surface to take back with them in case they had to leave early due to a malfunction. They also collected a sample from the core of the moon, surface powder, and several moon rocks that they took back with them. Several different experiments were set up on the moon to collect data. Some experiments were left on the moon for the next landing astronauts to collect. The most important discoveries about the moon was the research and knowledge learned about this structure and surface of the moon. Astronauts found that there has never been any life on the moon because there was no atmosphere or water. At one point there were volcanoes on the moon because some of the rocks found were igneous. Also, the moon has layers like the Earth. There are many technological advances from the Apollo 11 mission. Wireless headsets that the astronauts used to respond to the United States are still used today with cell phones. The fireproof and cooling suits that astronauts used under their spacesuits, race car drivers and firefighters used for safety. Freeze-dried food that the astronauts enjoyed are used as military rations, and memory foam used to absorb shock in space shuttle seats are now used in hospital beds. A special thanks to all of these websites.